What's going on, everybody? When the games are live, so are we. Welcome to Nuke the House and Live Lines. I'm your host, Dane Martinez. They call me the Spitting Statistician. And with me, as always, is my man, Matt Dickson. What's going on, Matt? We're coming to the end of the season, which to me makes it a little bit weird. We talk about call-ups. We talk about teams that are really gone for vacation versus other teams that are fighting for wild cards. It's an interesting landscape to navigate, to be sure. What's going on, bro?
Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, normally with baseball, I don't take these little things into consideration. But if you're going to have a bunch of call-ups against a team that's vying for their playoff life, that is something that we're going to have to consider going forward, 100%. And yet, last week, still another winning week.
Yes,
by a pubic hair.
By the juice in an Orioles over, I believe, is what it was.
Point one units. We were up last week.
I'm glad you say that because my count says that we have done 11 shows starting in about late June. I think we started this. Thanks to everybody who's held us down all summer and into the fall. Yellowhammered 75. What's going on? My man Tom Zaffino, who's been here every week, retweeting the plug for the show. We appreciate that. By my count, we've done 11 Tuesdays. We have won on 8 of them. One of them was a push, and then we had 2 losing shows. The only problem was both of those shows were back-to-back weeks. So unfortunately, if that's when you hopped in, it wasn't that great. Otherwise, you are doing just fine. So to your point, where are some places you want to go? I'm intrigued by places where, the closing favorite is now down. Like, for example, the Cleveland Guardians closed at around minus 164. They're down in Kansas City. The Milwaukee Brewers closed at like minus 125. They were down in St. Louis. And then, and what some people could think, I can't believe I'm saying this, could be an ALCS preview. The Baltimore Orioles and the Houston Astros are going right now. The Orioles got 2 in the first, but I know you like this Houston offense, especially against Kyle Gibson. So where do you want to go here first, Matty?
Well, let's go right there. Let's go right there. And they scored 2 runs.
Did they really?
This is the story of our life.
And was it our boy Kyle Tucker that just went yard?
I was just about to say, let's get their team total.
It is. F&A. How many times is Kyle Tucker specifically going to homer, and I'm not going to get down on it? Because
all right, well, whatever.
On yard to right field, and we're tied at 2. So what does that do for totals here, Matty?
Well, they'll just readjust it again. So I'm still cool with it, but we could have hit it basically with one swing there.
Yeah.
Okay, so their team total is probably still like, is it 6.5? Probably.
Let's find out. I'm gonna go to the team total, which, by the way, they've changed it's funny, over on FanDuel, they've changed the numbers to reflect it, but they haven't put up the 2 for Houston. But if you look at the money line, you can tell. Something similar to what happened with us, what I believe the Brewers or the Diamondbacks against the Mets last week. But you're looking for an Astros team total, and I'll give you 6.5 even money.
Yeah, no, I want 5.5. Yeah, so I was Googling today for this very reason. What is the fastest updating website, sports website? And this Sofa something kept coming up. Sofa Sports, I think.
Okay.
But they don't give you the whole board. They just give you the scores. So you don't know if there's a guy at first base. You don't know who the fuck's pitching. You could click on the game and get the particulars, but then you can't see the other 8 games.
It's a fool's errand, Matty. We're always going to be behind, whatever bandwidth that the book has or whatever. I wonder, you remember back in the day where like they actually had people at the games kind of like, sending in the updates and the and it's almost like that's what we need. I think Nuke the House needs a live correspondent at these games. Then they can, boom, get into the Discord, boom, get into the live stream and tell us before we see it out here. But you're right. I mean, it's happened to us so many times. And if you are with us, it has. We got Kenny in the chat. We got Lounge in the chat. Kevin T. Whack Prescott. Is that Dakota Rain Prescott out there saying, let's make some money tonight? So I'm with it. Do you still want to get at this Houston-Baltimore game? Because there's 4 runs in the first inning. That doesn't scare me. It could be one of these things where there is going to be runs. The game total now is 11.5, Matt.
Yeah, I wanted to pick on Gibson.
Yeah.
And that might have made his night shorter. So I don't know. I'm going to kick the can down the road just for a couple minutes on that, I guess.
All right.
Maybe
Any
revisit
other
it.
games that are out there? Blue Jays all over the Yankees, 4-1 in the Bronx. I think that's something you said you threw in the Discord earlier on. And by the way, if you're not in the Discord, you got to join the 500 plus people that are in the Discord, kind of, figuring out how to help each other, throwing out plays left and right. And we are profitable over there as well. So I know that's one of the plays that you had in the Discord. You also said, I'm talking about Kansas City and Cleveland. Okay. Kansas City up 3-0. Kansas City runners on the corners and 2 out. Cleveland, you can get them plus 2.5 runs at -130. You can get them almost 3-1 to come all the way back. And I also know you love attacking this Kansas City bullpen. I know you also believe in the Cleveland bullpen. So are there any team totals, like the Cleveland team total perhaps, which sits at 3.5 with plus money to the over?
With 9 full at bats.
Yep.
3, I mean, obviously, you know me. We've been doing this for 2 months. I want 2.5.
Yeah, fair. I can't give you that one.
I know.
J20, by the way, says, where is the Discord? What we are going to do is it on your Twitter page, Maddie? I know it's on Kegs, to be sure. If anybody else in the chat can give him a link to the Discord for Jay, let's make sure we get that. If there's a lull in the action, we'll try and put it up in the chat as well. But let's get back to this. Guardians, 3.5. I know you want 2.5, but it is plus money to the over 3.5 at least.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna hold off. I want the 2.5.
Okay.
We'll definitely have some action on the Cubbies, boys, once they first pitch there. I definitely want to fade the Pirates starter Falter, and I really like what the Cubs have done against him. So we'll do something early, like, run in the first inning, first 3, first 5, team total, first 5, something along those lines. And it's getting late, but I don't know about this Nationals White Sox game. There should be a couple more runs there.
It's getting late, to be sure. Game total is at 5.5. 2-1 Chi Sox in the bottom of the 7th. I can give you plus 160 for a Nationals comeback, or I can give you some team totals because I know you're in love with the team totals these days, man.
So there's going to be 3 more runs scored in the 8th and the 9th?
Or we can go under.
I mean, these are the teams that, I don't like going under with these 2 teams, but if there's value,
remember, if this game got tied at 2, I always say how it jumps over, but that's if they were hanging 4.5. They're 5.5 as a game total. So there is the idea of going under that 5.5, and then I can't get you any team totals. We're a little bit too late in the game for that. Chi Sox up 2-1 on the road. These are 2 teams that are already booking their vacations.
Yeah. All right. I'll keep an eye on that one.
Okay. What about the Brewers? What about the Brewers here? I'm intrigued by them because, listen, you were talking about it in the run-up to next week's show and this stage of the season, right? Milwaukee, leaders of the Central, the 3 seed in the National League right now, right? And they're playing St. Louis, who does not have much left to play for, and they're down by only a run, and it's only the 3rd inning. I can give you plus 145, 150 on a Brewers comeback. What do you say?
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Would this be a plus 140 now? It's dropping. We're in the bottom of the 3rd, 2 outs here. So the Cardinals are up right now. If they get through that inning, that plus 140 will drop.
Yeah, I like that. Let's get that.
6 at-bats, 1-run game.
Yeah, before we get out of the inning, we want to get that in.
You want to do it?
Yeah, plus 140.
Let's do it. Plus 140.
We got to get it in right now before this inning ends.
Let's do it. Even trying to get it in right now, it shrunk to plus 135 for me over on FanDuel, but so be it. I do believe that. And listen, we are at the stage of the season where some of these managers aren't going to care about your money line play. Some of these managers' objective is to let the kid get some at-bats, to see the kid, to put a kid in a situation that'll give them, foundational experience for next year. And I think that's a place that we can attack. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the Brewers comeback as our first bet here on Live Lines. And actually, it got better because we got a man on now for St. Louis, and it turns to plus 150. But still, man on first, 2 outs. So that's a game that we can look at. I'm gonna put it in the I'm gonna put it on the scroll here, and I'd love for you to talk about why we're gonna attack Kyle Gibson as the Astros come up in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, I will address that. But what can we get the Guardians at right now? Plus 5.5?
No, you're gonna hate it.
They just got out of the inning.
You're gonna hate it. They did just get out of the inning, so it's 4-0 through 3. I can only give you 2.5.
We probably could have got 5.5 10 seconds ago
because it was bases loaded, right?
Yeah, or at least 4.5.
All right, so let me put in Milwaukee money line plus 140 on FanDuel. That's
Brian
our first
said Red Sox plus 200.
Kevin says he got it the plus 140 at Barstool. I also got it around 140 on FanDuel. Red Sox plus 200, you say, huh? Let's look at that situation.
I hate betting against Texas at home with their bats. But 200's 200. It's not minus 110.
Yeah. Isn't this also one of those situations, though? I mean, Boston does have their real lineup out there. Devers, Yoshida, Verdugo. So they've got their big boys in the lineup. It's not like they're punting on it. Eovaldi on the hill for Texas. And he's already – here's an interesting piece, though. He's already at 25 pitches. Houck is already at 42 pitches through 2.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to get into that Red Sox bullpen. That does not bode well for me for Boston plus 200.
I really like Brian, I like their bats at home. They're one of the best hitting teams at home.
Okay.
But they're 45 and 31 at home anyway. But still, I mean, I just wanted to address that.
No problem. What do you think? You want to get down on the Red Sox? I personally do not.
No, I don't. But I'm looking at the Rangers team total, considering that the starter's getting deep already. But
okay, that's a way to play it. Sure. Hawk is 42 pitches in. He's gone 2, and we're gonna see this next time through the order. They lead off the third with 1, 2, 3, Simeon, Seager, and Lowe. So let's look. It sounds like you're looking for a Rangers team total.
Yeah, I mean it.
You know what? It's only 4.5. I'm surprised.
Yeah, the problem is they may not lose
not in the ninth. What do you think about 4 more for Texas? They've got 1 in the books. They would need to get to 5. Like I said, the starting pitcher they're facing is already 42 pitches in. We know Texas can mash. It's minus 112 to the over 4.5 for the Rangers.
What's the juice on the Guardians plus 3.5?
Let's see. Cleveland rocks. Plus 3.5, minus 138. And remember, the 3.5 would not give them the victory because it's a 4-0 game right now in Kansas City.
But they would just have to win the rest of the game.
Right. Minus 136 is what I'm seeing right now. Cleveland has 2 outs and nobody on in their half of the fourth.
Yeah, that's 120 I would need there.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than that. What about – we were talking a little bit about Milwaukee, though, weren't we?
Yeah.
We got Milwaukee already.
We already put that one up there. We got a nice number, plus 140, for them to just win the rest of the game, right?
Pretty much. Well, no. They have to win
money line. Yeah.
It's on the money line. They would have to win the game. They win the rest of the game. We can go to extras, and then they can still lose it, technically.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear more. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'd like to get on the Astros here somehow.
That's where I was going to go to, okay?
What about the Astros, just like the Astros money line? I mean, they're playing the Orioles. It can't be that big.
Well, now that we got a man on second, now, I mean, you're not going to believe this. This almost makes me want to go on the Baltimore side. It's minus 220 for the Stros money line.
Yeah.
Baltimore plus 160 in a tie game. I will say this, the game total has just dropped to 10.5 from 11.5. That's interesting to me. I think these are two good offenses. You were looking at a Houston team total that I said was at 4.5. You were hemming and hawing a little bit. If we do the game total on it, then, you know, either one of these teams break out offensively and we can get there. It just moved back up to 11.5. But plus money to the over 11.5. This one is on the fence right now. If you're at your book, watch, they may be going back and forth between 10.5 and 11.5. The 10.5 is something I'm intrigued by here, Matt. I do think we can get to 11 in this game. 6-5 seems well within reach in this game between two offensive teams, have something to play for, to be sure. And you want to attack Gibson anyway. And quite frankly, who is it? I think on the other side, it's not like it's Verlander. It's not like it's Framber. It's, you know, I like 10.5 if we can get it again. Right now, it's even money to go over 11.5. If we get out of this bottom of the second, we're going to get that. You know, if we're through 2, I think we'll get it down to 2.5 to 10.5. But what we have now is a man on third and 1 out.
Yeah.
Come on.
I would rather, let me think.
Okay.
Can we get a run to be scored in the third?
A run in the third. Oh, we're getting cheeky with it. By the way, it just went to 10.5 because of the out. Now there's 2 outs.
Okay, we'll definitely circle back to this game, no doubt.
All right.
Can you
get a run in what inning? You say
the third?
In the next inning. All right. Let's see.
Because I'm looking.
I can't give you the third. I can give you the 4th and on.
Really?
Yeah.
What's up to Bird, the kid, Brian, Kevin, Tom? Appreciate all you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. The kids.
I know it's football season, so we appreciate you coming in for the last couple of weeks of baseball.
Listen, I'll bet anything if we could build a bankroll off of it. You know what I'm saying?
So you can't get. Let me see if
at least on FanDuel, I can't get the third. I can't get the 3rd inning. I can get the 4th inning though. Maybe it's because in the 3rd there's the info already of knowing who will come up.
Yeah, and that's a big one for me because I already looked.
Knowing where they are in the order. You do know that for the 3rd. You don't know that moving forward. It also, we have gotten out of the 2nd. We are now going to the top of the 3rd. It is still 2-2. And as mentioned, the game total has now gone down. It's 10.5 even juice on both sides right now. 10.5 minus 113. I am intrigued by this over. 5-5 gets us home.
Yeah, so that's a 7 runs in what, 7 innings?
7 runs in 7 innings, yes.
I mean, that's what that's what it was pregame.
And by the way, we just had the Milwaukee Brewers tie the score at 2. So that was one of the plays that we got in. We got them. Josh Donaldson with a double. Willie Adames just scored. The Brewers are up, still in the top of the 4th. Now Donaldson on second base. Nobody out as the Brewers look to put a crooked number up on Rom, who's pitching for St. Louis. That's one that we got in. That's the one that we have in right now. We got it at plus 140. And if you look now, let's see what the current money lines are. But I'm still going to press you on this 10.5 in Houston, by the way.
But that's what I'm getting at. If we wanted, I mean, that's basically the same line we could have got pregame.
Because it was at 9.
Right, which is a run an inning.
A run an inning.
And that's what we need, a run an inning.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you right now, I like it. But if you feel strong, look at this.
I'm on the fence. I don't really have a. I mean, I'm good for whatever. I mean, I'm not yes or no.
Okay, what do you need to see to move you to a full-on yes?
The number to go down?
Sure. So let's talk about this.
You asked.
Because the leadoff man makes an out, the number will go down. You know? I mean, we get 2 outs, nobody on. We might get plus money over 10.5.
Oh, the Brewers take the lead. Let's go.
Brewers did take the lead. Another double. Donaldson scores. Now there's still a duck on the pond. Still nobody out. The Milwaukee Brewers take a 3-2 lead. So that looks good for our first play here on Live Lines, at least right now. By the way, if you wanted to just like go to bed and lock in profit, you could get the Cardinals at plus 250 on the money line right now and either win $1.50 or 40 cents. That is possible. Okay, if you wanted to right now, you could just grab the Cardinals money line at plus 250, have the Brewers at plus 140, and you're winning one way or the other, either 40 cents or $1.50.
Should we take the 40 cents?
We could, but I think we got a winner.
All right, we got Gibson at 36 pitches. I want to pick on him. So how can I pick on him in the next 2 innings? I'm with you. I just want to shorten the game, So can we do which team to score the next run? Can we do first 5 minus a half for Houston? Can we do
all right, let's see.
Team total first 5 of 3. Can we do
Let's see.
There's got to be a way to pick on him over the next. Well, he's only at 36. He may be in there. We could even go out to 7 innings or 5 innings.
How about I could give you 6.5 as the total for the first 5? There's 4 already on the board.
You can't give me the Houston team total first 5. They know better than to let me do that.
I cannot give you that. That is correct. I can give you winning margins
for first 5. Okay, what's that?
Houston by 1 or 2 runs, plus 210. Houston by 3+ runs, plus 360.
No, Houston
tie ball game, plus 250. So if you want Houston, like that's what you're trying to do, right? Find a way that Houston gets up a little bit more on Gibson. I submit to you Astros up by 1 or 2 runs after 5, plus 220.
That's not bad. What do you think? So they got to win the next. They got to win the next 3 innings.
Right, but then you got to do it by just the 1 or 2 runs.
Wouldn't that be a kick in the dick?
If they were up 5-2 after 3, yeah, it would be. It would be. I mean, Scotty Boy, by the way, Reds effing suck. 4-2 Brewers, another double for the Brewers. So nice. That's looking good. And by the way, with another double, there is still a duck on the pond. There is still nobody out as the Brew Crew has put up 3 in the top of the 4th. We got it at plus 140. So I feel good about that.
Good call not to hedge, by the way.
Well, so far, it looks good right now. Right now. In about an hour and a half, hopefully we're still saying the same thing. Yellow Hammer, by the way, says Houston first 5 team total at Bovada is 3.5. Astros score 2 more.
And if I'm not mistaken,
in their next 3 at-bats. I like that.
I think it's going to be 1, 2, 3.
I got you. It will be Altuve, Bregman, Jordan.
So we may get them twice in through 5.
Innings, yes, I like what Yellow Hammer Yellow Hammer 75 says.
But that's still 2. That we still need 2 runs in 3 innings. I mean, that's a pace of a team total of 7 for a game.
That's getting 6 over 9. Getting 2 over 3 at bats would be getting 6 over 9.
Yeah, when they never give you a team total of 6. It's 4.5. Or
I hear you, but you want to attack Gibson. It is the top of the order. So I mean, you know, it's not like they're going to give it to you for free.
Well, that's what I want. What the fuck? It's my job.
Conceptually, I'd love free money. I'd love free money if it was sitting outside on my doorstep when I wake up. But you know, we're gonna have to work for it, and that's why
we have time on that, though.
What's up?
We have a little bit of time on that because they're in the.
We do because Baltimore's still hitting.
What do you think?
And Baltimore hitting. Austin Hayes has just gone yard for the Baltimore Orioles. That's why I wanted the damn team game total. The game total of 10.5 would look real good right now. A 3-run shot gives the Orioles a 5-2 lead in the top of the third. And now the game total. And first of all, now we're not betting the Astros in the first 5 because they're down by 3. And now the game total has zoomed up to 13.5. But it does not impact, say, the Astros team total. Right. Yellowhammered 75 still says is at 3.5 for the first 5. And I can give you a number for the game for the Astros team total. The Astros team total for the game is 5.5.
With 7 at bats. Or wait. Yeah.
Yes. 7 at bats, assuming they are continuing.
Yeah. So that's a half a run at bat the rest of the game, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And I like that.
You like that, but you didn't like my game total.
Well, no, not that at all. You know, I'm just not against it or for it. You know,
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm with you. By the way, in the chat, Smokestack tells us Bo Sox are now up 3-1.
Oh, good call so far by Brian. Nice. I think it was Brian. Yeah.
Red Sox 2-1. He was talking about Yoshida with a base knock. Devers and Urias scored. They're 3 in the top of the third.
Yeah, this may be once we may want to come back and look at Texas. Just runs, not particularly to win the game, but to score more. But so what were we saying about? We got to decide now because it's going to the bottom.
Astros team total 5.5.
So that's 3.5 over 7 at bats. That's a half a run at bat. We got probably going to see more. Yeah, we're going to see more Gibson. I like that. Well, it depends on what's the juice.
125.
Really?
Yes. We got to do it. If we want it, we got to do it before Altuve does anything.
Okay. I put us on the play. You got to decide the juice.
Oh, look at you. Look at you,
if it's too much juice, we walk away.
Yeah.
What's up, Trap?
I wanted the over 10.5, Maddie. That's what I wanted, and I can't get it anymore. It's now up to 138.
Well, maybe we wait for 1 out. The leadoff hitter gets out.
Okay. So we're keeping an eye on the Astros team.
Yeah, I wanted the Astros team total when we first came on, and as I said it, Kyle Tucker went yard.
Kyle Tucker went yard. Hey, by the way, Trap God in here says, "Hey guys, I'm on Snell to record the win at -100. -110. Do you guys like that?" I personally do. Okay, I'm going to let you know. We're going to have our West Coast plays coming up, the West Coast action getting going in about half an hour. And Maddie and I are both on the Rockies Padres. I'll tell you right now, Trap God and everybody else, yes, I do like the Fathers tonight. And I like them so much, Trap Guard, that I'm on the run line. I'm on the run line -1.5 against the Rockies. I'm with you about Snell. Snell has pulled ahead. He's probably the NL Cy Young Award winner right now. He's given up 2 earned runs in his last 4 starts. The Fathers have won their last 5 games. In those 5 games, they've averaged 8 runs per game. The bats are starting to wake up Twatty talks about it all the time. Having to get through that lineup 2-3 times is a chore. They don't really have much to play for. They're behind in the wild card race by about a good 6 games with only about 12 to play. So you can pull that rationale away. But also Feltner, who's going for the Rockies, he's been getting lit up in his last 10 or 15 innings. So I'm with you on that one, Trap God. I do like that. And he says, happy to hear that. But when I say that's how I'm on this, you've got to hear the way that Maddie is on this game. Get your abacuses out and get your parlays and your alternate universes ready. What are you on in this game, Maddie?
Shit, you're going to have to put it on the screen. I don't even remember.
All right, fair enough.
No,
you are on the first one you're on is actually Oakland and Seattle. But as it relates to Colorado and San Diego,
I'm not putting
and over 5.5.
Yeah, just that first one I sent you, not the 4-leg, the 2-leg.
Yeah, that's really on Mariners A's, but there it is right there. Talk to the people. A's, alternate universe, and going over a reduced total, correct?
Well, yeah. Okay, so when I see a 7.5 total, full game total, usually it will snap bet the plus 1.5, right? Because that's just math. I mean, They're saying that it's going to be very few runs. So if I'm starting out the game 1.5 to nothing, that's generally going to cash. But in this particular case, this was a 7.5, and I'm getting 3.5. I'm taking 3.5 now. It's the worst team maybe in the history of baseball. I get that. But so I also took the total down from 7.5 to 5.5. So this all correlates 100%. So over 5.5 full game, and then team total over or plus 3.5, I should say, for Oakland, and it's plus money. So if you're going to let me like a game and then move the line to where I like it, and then give me plus money, I'm going to take that all day.
Fair enough. You know, we're not going to take Jose Altuve got on to start the bottom of the third. So now the 5.5 is more juicy, Matt. It's at minus 154 with Bregman up and Altuve on first base to start off the third inning. Look at this viral video in the chat. Padres, check out the Padres bet, Dane. Padres tonight, plus the Niners money line, plus the Cowboys money line. And it says, this looks real positive EV regardless of a 3-team parlay. I mean, listen, I think the Niners are going to win on Thursday Night Football. I'm all over the Cowboys. I do like the Padres to win as well. So, you know, I don't hate it.
Here's where you get, and when I factor all this shit in, here's where you get tripped up. If each leg is 80%, that takes you from 80 to 64 to 48.
Yeah.
50. So the chances of each leg of it being 80% success is really 50% that cashes. Now, it may be because each leg may be 90%, which would put you to 90, 81, 72. So at 72%, that's a hell of a bet. At 80%, I don't know.
We have to look at the money lines of each individual bet, right, to find out what that percent was, and then do the multiplication of the fractions, in essence.
Yeah, and there's actually calculators that are online that you can do that. The win probability and stuff like that. Yeah.
Let me give you another opportunity here. Jose Altuve got hosed trying to steal second.
Okay. All right.
Right? So now I've got nobody on and one out, which is what we wanted.
Minus 110.
Yeah, it's 110, but they popped it up. They popped it up to 6.5. And you want to know why? Because Alex Bregman went yard. Alex Bregman went yard. So listen, we're trying to get stuff. Kyle Tucker goes yard. Austin Hayes goes yard. Bregman goes yard. This game is now 5-3 in the bottom of the third. All right. So, you know, we don't make all the bets, but if you're in the chat, hopefully you're listening, and hopefully you're acting on it at times as well. The 10.5 looks real good right now.
Here come the Guardians. Motherfucker.
Looks good as well.
Okay, let me stop here. So the Guardians now are scoring. We got to get on the Cubs here.
Yes,
everyone in the chat.
Wrigley.
Yeah, Nico Horner, if you can get him to get a run scored, Dansby to get a run scored, those are two really good plays. And if we can fade Falter somehow, let's see.
What about a Cubs team total?
I want a first five. Yeah, first five team total. 2.5. It'll be 2.5.
First five.
Which I'd be cool with. First five team total, 2.5.
I don't get those on FanDuel.
Yeah, I got it. I know it is because I looked at it. But I can't give it without giving the juice. Someone in the chat could maybe help us. It's probably.
If you see something, say something. Viral video saying it's unconventional, I know, but I feel tonight is all we have to get past with that Padres, Niners, and Dallas play.
No. It's still a good bet because I think each leg is at least 80% to win, which is basically that cutoff where you need to be.
I can't tell you the Padres right now. That game is not yet closed. Milwaukee is up 5-2 now, by the way, so that one looks good.
Nice.
Padres are minus 310. So minus 300 would be 75%, right? Minus 400 would be 80%.
I don't know why am I having a brain fart. Minus 400 means you win 80% of the time.
80%, right?
Yeah.
So minus 300 is 75%.
Minus 300 means you win 33% of the time, which would be
33% of the time?
67% of the time. Right? Minus 300.
200.
I don't know why I'm having a brain fart. Just what I literally do.
Even money is 50%. Even money is 50%. Minus 200 is 2 out of 3. Is 1 out of the 3, which is 33%. Minus 300 is 1 out of the 4, which is 25. Right.
25%. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, we're talking about at minus 310 is around 75, between 75 80%. But again, that's the viral video one, stacking that with San Fran and Dallas. And I like both of those teams later on this week.
San there we go.
Thursday night, a Matt Breida-led offense for the Giants and Dallas as well.
Let's go ahead and do that. Whack Prescott Cubs first five team total over 2.5, 105. Good number.
Put that in.
I actually thought it was going to be about minus 120, so I'm happy with that.
Let's do that one. I'm with that too. Let's lock that in here as a live line play. Cubs first five over 2.5. I'm going to put that one in right now.
What's up? I want that, Cat. First time seeing you in. Appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah, absolutely. We love anybody who's new to the game here.
If you see something, say something.
You know it. Over 2.5. And this was
Kevin's saying we could get it even money at Barstool. So let's do it.
Let's do that.
Appreciate it, Kevin.
Thank you. All right. So there you see it. And by the way, if you're coming in, hopping in and out, got to do something, got to smoke a joint on the back deck, got to put the baby to bed, whatever the case may be. Any of the plays that we make officially, we leave on the scroll on the bottom here. So you see we got the Brewers at plus 140 on the money line, and they've taken a 5-2 lead. And we've got the Cubs team total. We think that we need them to get to 3 runs in the first 5 innings. That going up against a pitcher that Matty, who always is all over the Pirates, is trying to fade. So if he says it, I'm with it.
Okay, so you want to readdress now that we've missed it twice? Do you want to readdress the Astros?
No, I don't, because it's just frustrating. But sure, if we have to, let's do it. Where do you want to go with the Astros right now?
It's a spot that we were correct on, so twice.
On all sorts of ways,
yeah.
We had the right inkling on this game. Whether it's the Astros team total, listen, they now have 3 runs. Whether it's the game team total, I was talking at 10.5. There's 8 runs through 4. So we're on to this one. The question is, at this point, where do you want to go? I've got a game total of 13.5.
Yeah, I want that cat. Just so you know, our position here is no, we're not like on the Pirates or. I mean, it's all about runs and for that game. We're looking at Cubs runs. So
yeah, that's what we have team total.
Yep, I could give a shit less if the Pirates win. Hopefully they do. It's my team. We just want runs. We want runs from the Cubs.
By the way, they are the last wild card in the National League, battling with the Reds, with the Marlins, even with the Giants right now. So that idea of more to play for is definitely in the Cubs' favor. They are the home team as well, minus 158 currently on the money line.
What about what are we sitting at? 6.5 on the Astros team total, probably. See how much longer we're going to have Gibson. Gibson's only at 54 pitches. They may just let him. I've noticed that they just let him throw 90, whether he's given up 2 or 8. You know what I mean?
6.5 as a team total, plus 122 to the over. The other one I'll posit for you, Astros plus 190 on the money line to come back and win this game, down by 2.
No, thank you.
Okay.
What about the Orioles? Is there any value on the Orioles?
Money line?
And well, in general, do you think they we could give a run and a half to Houston?
I don't want to give a run and a half personally. If you did, it would be minus 120.
No, I was hoping it would be plus 110.
No, it's not. Orioles minus 1.5 is now minus 106.
No.
Minus 215 on the money line. I'll draw your attention back to the Cleveland Guardians.
I missed that boat too.
Yeah.
In total.
But KC has runners on the corners and nobody out now. So we're going to get, you have the opportunity to plant a flag thinking they may or may not get out of the inning there.
We got to get 3.5 at least.
We get 3.5. I'm giving you can get 3.5 with Cleveland right now.
Yeah.
One of those runs will probably score, though, making it 6-2. So that 3.5 won't probably have – I don't think we'll still have the lead after 5 innings. But we've talked about this Royals bullpen all summer. We've talked about this Cleveland bullpen all summer. Unfortunately, the Cardinals have runners on the corners here.
I did see that. 2 out, though.
2 out, though. It's true. 5-2 Brewers.
But Goldie's up.
Ugh, I don't like that.
Huh. All right.
Thanks everybody in the chat as always. If you did not, by the way, get the West Coast plays, I'm letting you think for a little bit. Ooh, that's caught. All right. I am on the Padres, laying the run line against Colorado, and Matt is on Oakland, getting a ton of runs, 3.5, and he took a 7.5 total down to 5.5, and we're playing that again with a lower total. It is harder for the favorite to get the working margin. It is harder to get that kind of spread. All right. So I see this in the NFL all the times when totals in the mid to high 30s. And what Matt's done here is, in essence, juke the stats a little bit to get it to a low total and then get the big spread there, because it will be harder for, in this case, the Mariners in a low scoring game to get that working margin.
Yeah, the Mariners, to cover the run line, have to score 4 just to win that one side of the bet.
Right.
I mean, so who knows if they even will get 4.
I hear you. Pirates have met on in the top of the first, but again, that doesn't matter to us. We just want the Cubs attacking. We just want the Cubs to score, and we think they can early in this game.
I mean, I'm not opposed to both teams scoring. I mean, Assad really did well against the Pirates in his last outing. I think he held him to 1 run over 7. But, I mean, if there's a full game number that's, doable, I'm not opposed to that. But I really want to pick on the Pirates starter. And you know what's interesting? We picked on the Pirates bullpen all year. They're good now. They are, I think in the last month, they're the 5th best bullpen. So
really?
Yeah. Yeah, they brought a couple dudes up. Everyone throws 98. They have a good pen. Yeah.
What kind of game total would you want in Wrigley?
We're through half an inning.
Half an inning.
I mean, I'm going to give you some bullshit number. 8.5.
You are, and then I'm going to give you what the real number is.
8.5.
It is 8.5, and it's even money to the over, Matt.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. I mean, we're doubling down then on the Cubbies on some level because we already have the Cubs team total. We think we're getting 3 runs out of just the Cubs side in the first half of the game. So kind of in a correlated way, this idea of over 8.5 in Pirates Cubs is even money right now.
I bet the Pirates team total's 3.5, right? Or you can't get live team totals, or you can?
I can get live team totals. I just can't get it after, say, like the later in the game. But you're asking about a Pirates team total?
Yeah, 3.5. Because I'm assuming the Cubs is 4.5 going forward, and it'll be 3.5 on the Pirates.
You are correct. 4.5 on the Cubs, minus 120 to the over. 3.5 on the Pirates, plus 110 to the over. That's
not bad with 9 full at bats. I mean, the Pirates are no longer a bad hitting team. I mean, they're an average hitting team.
We talk about the offenses.
Yeah, the Pirates have been playing well. In their last 60 games, they're above 500.
Wow,
a lot of people don't know that.
I mean, that's interesting. I mean, it's you can always find the sample size to fit the narrative of whatever stat you want.
But that is a long time, 60 games.
You're right. That's a legitimate chunk of the season. Hamilton 69 says that money line call for the Brewers was good. Says thanks to that. I need this Yankee game to stay under 4.5, por favor. And what do we have in that Yankee game? It's 4. I think you're good. I think you're good there. Who was that? The Birds. I think you're good on that one. We got 5 runs in, so you have 3 runs of cushion going into the top of the 8th here. And this Yankees offense is horrible.
What's the Astros plus 2.5?
Okay. The Astros plus 2.5. I was trying to talk about the Astros coming all the way back to win. But right now you can get the Astros plus 1.5 at minus 136. At 2.5, the juice would be too much for you to drink.
Yeah.
So
obviously the Brewers got out of the inning. Nice. Let's go.
Yeah, Milwaukee's looking good. Milwaukee is looking good right now. I've got Milwaukee in the top of the 5th. And quite frankly, they've got a duck on the pond. They've got a man on second and 1 out with Josh Donaldson back up. So they may tack on here that Milwaukee game. So we like that right now. Going around the board, I know we had people in the chat talking about the Red Sox that they were on. Red Sox maintain their lead. They're up 3-1. Team total for Texas is still intriguing to me. Maddie, you want to look back at that?
Yeah, I'm actually so invested in this Cubs game. That's the game I have on. I have every player hits over, total bases over, RBIs, and there's.
I think you're gonna like this one.
There's Nico.
Rangers team total is now at 3.5.
So we got a guy on 2 out, 3.5. So we need 3 runs in 5 innings.
Man on 2 out.
Don't love it.
That 71 pitches through 3 2/3.
Wow.
It's a lot. By the way, Keg is in the chat. What up, Keg? He says, anyone that needs a link to the Discord, it's in the description of every video. I also think we put that, someone put it in the chat. I think it was maybe Tom Zaffino put it in the chat as well. So if you want to get down with the Nuke the House Discord and listen, the only reason you wouldn't want to do that, like I always say, is if you are allergic to money, okay? If for some reason you don't like money, then don't get in the Discord, okay? But if you like money, get in the Discord, all right? The Nuke the House community is crushing it these days.
And everybody is profitable in there, but Keg is on another level right now. His numbers are so good that people don't even believe him. Like get out of here. There it is.
Dansby?
There it is.
Dansby?
There's my RBI. There's my 2 total bases.
Let's go. Dansby Swanson goes yaya to center field over the ivy, and the Cubs take a 2-0 lead. That's nice for us because we only now need one more run in the next, and we still, quite frankly, we still have the same 15 outs that we started with to try to get.
That was 3-unit home run for me.
Nice.
I got the total bases. Wait, it was more than that. I got the total bases. I got the RBI, and I got the Nico run. So maybe only 3. I didn't take him for a home run though.
That's all right because look, now if you're looking at the scroll here on live lines, we had Milwaukee plus 140. Milwaukee is now up 5-2 in that game. We have over 2.5 for the Cubbies team total in the first 5 before recording an out. The Cubs have 2 runs, so we need just one more for the Cubbies on that first 5 team total. Tom Zaffino, if you're not in the Discord and watching the lives, you are missing so much. Not only money, but the entertainment value. Some of these late shows is priceless. Thanks, Tom.
Great, that Tom. Tom's always on the lives.
Yeah,
UFC and NASCAR and stuff. He does. He brings a lot.
Tom, if you're watching all the live stuff, UFC last Saturday, Valentina Shevchenko and Grasso, how did someone score that 47-47? The split draw. That is nonsense, in my opinion. But we'll talk about it another time. Let me know what you think about that, Tom Z.
Not to pick on it. I'm not even going to say. All I'll say is that when we're on, we're like concentrated on the board and not doing other shit. So that's all.
What did we miss?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay.
No. I thought about going deeper, but then decided not to.
Got you. Fair enough. The Mets scored 2 runs in the top of the 9th on Miami. They tied that game 2-2. Florida trying to go homer at the end here at the bottom of the 9th. If this game goes to extra innings, do we care about Mets Marlins? Maybe want to get the Marlins at home?
Yeah, but the money won't be right. We'll have to get creative.
Probably not. We'll see if it gets there. The Marlins do have a runner on first and second and 1 out to answer right back in the bottom of the 9th before it even gets to extra innings. So we'll keep an eye out on that. Hamilton 69 knows what I'm talking about. Last weekend was wild. Such a messed up call. I'm with you, brother, man. Clearly I had Shevchenko as the last leg of a parlay, but I digress. Viral video. We're here to chew bubblegum and rock MLB, and I don't see no bubblegum. So we are trying to rock MLB. I like what you're doing right there. And Kevin telling everyone, hit the like button. You could also, subscribe to the Nuke the House channel. This way you get notifications when we go live. So whether it's us here talking about MLB, whether it's Monday night, Thursday night football, whether it's NASCAR, whether it's a UFC card, we are here to crush with or without bubblegum. All right. Guardians getting smacked now 7-2. So maybe that's a good thing that we held off on that one. The Royals put up a 3 spot in the bottom of the 5th. Our Milwaukee play still looks good. 2 runners on in the top of the 5th. 2 outs though, but we'll see if they can push any more around.
I'd like to get this team total over in the Cubs game in the first.
Yeah, little rocking chair winner. I'm not mad at that.
We need a gapper here from Yan Gomes.
Listen, I don't want to be too. We would need a gapper with a man on first, Suzuki on first. But I don't want to get greedy. It can happen whenever it happens, man. Let's just have it happen before the top of the 6th. That's all.
Fair deal.
Cool. Other games that are going on that we haven't really talked about. Braves pulling away from Philly. Braves with 96 wins to lead all of Major League Baseball right now, 2 weeks from the playoffs. They're still the best. They're the best team in baseball, in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks like 3 games now. I struck out on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Okay. It looks like 3 games are probably getting 4 games are getting away from us here that are too late.
Yeah.
But we still have the Guardians game, the Pirates game, the Brewers game, Red Sox game, and Orioles game.
Yep. We've missed opportunities on Baltimore, Houston all night long.
Yeah.
That one is now. I will say this though, that one's now in the top of the 5th. What were we toying with in that game in the first 5?
I was thinking the Royals pen would blow up at some point.
No, I'm talking Astros. Orioles.
Oh shit! We had team total. We had full game over.
But that's what I'm saying. What was that team total? Wasn't it 3.5 for the Astros? They're not there yet.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be Dubon, Pena, and Altuve in the bottom of the 5th. So if you did get on that, they do need one more run there to get there.
We could probably pick on Gibson for at least another inning.
So my thought on this one is not going to be enough for you. But my thought is just straight Houston money line, which is basically it's 2-1 right now. Plus 198 right now for the Houston Astros just to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
No?
Nah.
Right,
and you'll end up being right. They'll come back.
That's all right. It'll be Kyle Tucker again, too, probably. Yellow Hammered 75 says he got on and he needs one more Stroh's run. I will also let people know that the Marlins did win it in the bottom of the 9th. They win that one 4-3. That is their 79th win of the season, right there in that last wild card. That last wild card between the Cubs, the Reds, the Giants, and the Marlins, that's going to be a race. And I guess the Diamondbacks as well. So that's really 5 teams for 2 spots in the NL wild card. Speaking of the Diamondbacks, they have Zach Gallen on the hill tonight against the Giants. That's an interesting game. Both of those 2 teams fighting for the wild card. Gallen on the hill at home for the D-backs. They closed at, I think, minus 145. 8.5 is the total in that one. First pitch in about 10 minutes out in Arizona and in San Diego and on the West Coast in Oakland and in Chavez Ravine. You know what I love? I saw earlier in the day, I don't know who's going for the Dodgers. It was still a TBD earlier in the day. It's going to be Ferguson going. The Dodgers were minus 230 without even knowing who the damn starting pitcher was.
That's amazing. That Arizona Giants game seems like an under to me. 4-2, 4-3. Doesn't that seem like that type of game?
I'm not mad at that. It's 8.5, I believe, is the number. Let me double check that. Oh, 8. It fell to 8 on the number. So money's coming in on that under. But I agree with you. It's going to be Cobb and Gallen. A lot to fight for in this one. As I mentioned, these are 2 of the 5 teams looking for those 2 wild card spots in the National League. You got to give the Phillies probably one of those wild cards. It's now 8 on the number. I like it better at 8.5 than I do at 8, obviously, but I'm not mad at that. We go to the top of the 2nd in Wrigley. The Cubbies got 2, only 2. Houston, like I said, around 2-1 to come on back. Rangers team total is something we've been talking about. Let's look at that one.
Yeah.
3.5 minus 122 to the over.
This is where we need to get them to bottom of the 5th.
Right.
3.5.
I'm out soon. Hawk is at 77 pitches and 8.91. Right as it flips over. We've always been talking about this. You even ran some stats, Matt, about that run in the 6th inning.
Oh, yeah.
We're approaching that part of the game here, okay, guys?
Well, what was funny is when I ran this, I expected there to be a ton more runs scored in the 5th inning because that's what everyone thinks. Well, no. The 6th was actually – there was more runs scored in the 6th this year than the 5th, which I found interesting. And that goes to what we always say. In the 5th and the 6th inning, not only are you getting rid of the starter, you're bringing in a bad middle reliever.
Right. It's not the hold guy. It's not the save guy. It's not, it's closest to the rough underbelly as you can get without it being a 7-run game. Team total for the Rangers here, Maddie.
I like it now.
4.5.
Right.
The leadoff man got on.
I was hoping to just keep it at 3.5 and pay more juice.
Yeah, no, it went to 4.5, but it's plus 115 to go over it. I almost want a double play ball so I can get back on 3.5.
Yeah.
And now this lineup's going to flip over real soon too. Simeon on deck, Seager in the hole.
What I'm still interested in this Pirates.
Okay.
3.5. Can we still get 3.5 with the leadoff hitter on? Probably.
For Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Let me get there. I'll let you know.
Yeah, take your time.
Yep.
I'd say the Twins game's gone, Blue Jays game's gone, Phillies gone. I don't really see anything we could do in Kansas City.
Total, just to let you know, Pirates team total is 3.5 plus money to the over.
That's not bad with the leadoff hitter on and 8 full bats. What do you think?
Listen, we have seen a ton of games in Wrigley where there's a ton of runs. So I'm not going to stop you. I mean, first of all, I have to do something here. Cubs team total over 2.5. That was the first 5 bet. Make sure we have that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Kevin, I appreciate you telling everyone to hit the like. That does help the algorithm.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Like I was saying, hit the like button, subscribe so you get the notification. Follow us on Twitter. Comment about how great everybody is here. Tell them you're missing out on the Discord. All of that certainly does help.
And the Rangers start with the 1st and 2nd, no outs.
Of course they do. Right when we were talking about getting the Rangers team total at 3.5, then it moved on up.
But is it 4.5 now with decent juice?
I'm on the Pirates Cubs game, so I got to go back.
Yeah, no, take your time.
Yep.
What's going on in the chat? You guys seeing anything? See something? Say something. Syndicate.
Say something. You know what it is. Texas team total is 4.5 minus 130.
I'd be cool with that if it was -1. Well, if we wait for 1 out.
Yeah, but if we wait, there's going to be a run in.
Yeah, I know.
2 runners on, nobody out, top of the lineup. Hawk is 86 pitches in. Can the Rangers get to 5? We wanted them to get to 4 at the beginning of this inning, is what we were really looking for, to be quite honest. But we let it slip through the cracks here. Hopefully you don't, though. When you're in the chat, remember, we are doing 18 different things here. Okay? Between looking at the chat, watching the games, trying to give you guys what we're seeing. So hopefully there's some things also that you hear us say, and before we hem and haw and lose the number, you just click it right away. All right? Because listen, we're here. We are profitable on like 81, 82% of the shows we've done. So you want to just click when we're telling you. Brian Smith says he likes the Padres Rockies over 4 in the first 5. Padres should smash this kid. I agree. I'm on the Padres laying the run line in this game. I like the Padres. I also like Snell on the other side. Cleveland scoring some runs, Brian Smith says.
What about the Astros? What about the Astros getting 6, 5? Team total 6.
Astros
5.5.
Astros.
Gibson's still in. I've been trying to pick on this guy all game.
You have. That is accurate. You have Gibson's at 77 pitches. Astros team total 5.5. Real juicy.
Fuck.
I like this Astros number, and I like the Texas number. By the way, Texas just scored. Simeon singled. They're doing exactly what we told you guys. Okay? We can't put it on the scroll because we didn't get it. But look, Hawk now at 89 pitches, still nobody out. We flipped to the top of the order. First and second, nobody out. We were talking about a Rangers team total over 3.5. That question was, could they get to 4? They've gotten to 2. They've just pulled Hawk. Okay?
What about
now in?
What about Rangers as a for the money line? Just to win the game. Is it less than minus 120?
I'll let you know when it comes up for me.
Yeah, that's fine. Because we may have a little angle here. We can maybe get them to just win the rest of the game.
The Rangers money line, what do you want it to be?
Minus 120.
No. Try another 60 cents, Matty.
Well, what the fuck? I'll take the Red Sox then.
Plus 142. You can get the Red Sox plus 142 as they lead the game.
I mean, that straddle is just complete bullshit.
It absolutely is. I completely agree with you.
One ground ball, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. Oh, the Cardinals must have scored.
Ugh. Yeah, they did.
Let's just keep adding on here, though. Fuck, what?
Cardinals scored in the bottom of the 5th. It's 5-3, but they're out of that inning. We're back to the Milwaukee part.
Oh, my God. Quinn Priester came in, too. Wow. When he was up last month, he was the worst starting pitcher in baseball. Now, he went down to Indy and tightened some things up, but Cubs
7-8-9 for the Cubs in the bottom of the 2nd. We need just one more for that team total in the first inning, the first 5 to hit. Listen, I think Texas is going to continue to score. I think Houston is going to continue to score.
Shit, he's thrown way harder than he was last month.
Who, Priester?
Yeah. He was at 94. Now he just threw 197. That's all right. We still only need 1 run there.
Yep. No, we're still going to get that there. I'm not worried about that. Here's a question for you because, since we've talked about them last, the Guardians have scored here. That game is now 7-4.
Well, can we get the Guardians plus 2.5?
Yes. We can get the Guardians plus 2.5 plus 102.
Let's see.
Or you could get them at plus 560, just come all the way back and win.
No, I mean, I like them to just win the rest of the game. What do you think?
Plus 2.5, right?
Yeah.
Plus 2.5 is now plus 106 on FanDuel. Anybody see it any better somewhere? If you do, let us know. If you see something, say something.
I like that.
But I'm with you. Let's
take that.
Yep. I'm logging back in so I can hammer it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where am I?
Leadoff hitter on for the Cubbies.
Nice.
Should be turning the order over here pretty soon. I think Wisdom hits maybe.
Yeah, it was 7-8-9, I think it was. All right. Oh, they don't let me do it. They suspended it, right? They give me the little thinking thing as it's going.
Get in the gap. Get in the gap or get out of the park. It's off the wall. Oh, my God. Don't get thrown out at the plate. Cash it.
We scored?
Cubbies.
We scored in Chicago. Nice. So Morel scored off of Wisdom double in the gap?
Yep.
We like that. That's a cash. And as that's happening, let me put up our next live play here. We're on the Guardians plus 2.5. We're on the Guardians plus 2.5. So let me get that one in there as well. At plus 105, I believe it was. Cubs.
It's about 5 feet from being gone, but I don't give a shit.
Hey, we got the cash for us. 106 FanDuel.
So we start out 1-0, and we're a big favorite in the other one.
We're a big favorite with the Brew Crew right now. And so now a place that we are looking, and by the way, Cleveland will have 3-4-5 coming up next inning. Marsh, who's on the hill for the Royals, has thrown 70 pitches, has gone 4 1/3. He came in for Cruz. So this is going to be, second time that these guys are seeing him. And we know that Kansas City bullpen is blunt guts trash. We know that the Cleveland bullpen is pretty good. So all we need is Cleveland to win the game from here. And here's the other reason I like it, +2.5 with the road team. We could close to a 2-run game, and then KC still wouldn't even hit in the bottom of the ninth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, getting the plus runs with the road team there. So as you see right now, Milwaukee, we got at +140. They are leading 5-3. We got the Cubs team total in the first 5 over 2.5. That has already hit after just 2 innings, after just 1+ innings, if you want to know the truth, because there isn't even an out yet.
Yeah, 1 inning.
Second. And now we are looking for the Guardians. And by the way, the Royals are done in the bottom of the 6th. So we go to the top of the 7th in Kansas City. It'll be Naylor, Cole Calhoun, and then Laureano up. It looks like they're bringing in Clark, Kansas City. We'll give you his stats in a minute, but we need Cleveland to score some runs here in their last 3 at-bats. That's where we are here on Live Lines.
Yeah, we got Mr. Hall coming in for Gibson. I tried to pick on him, but I couldn't. I'm not going to give a bad number to the boy. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm stingy with my numbers. But he's got to come in and face Jordan with he's a winning run. So good luck to you, Mr. Hall.
We got
the leading run, not the winning run, I guess.
DeBirds was talking about the Yankees. I think he's got under. It was 8.5. We're now at 7 in the Bronx. They have exhausted most of that cushion. A runner on third, and then the Yankees will be hitting in the bottom of the 9th. Here's what you got to like about this, though, DeBirds. Judge leads off the inning, so you have the 1-run cushion, and Judge as a leadoff man in the bottom of the 9th. Even if he does go you're okay. And then, then Torres, Stanton, Volpe. I'm not worried about those guys. It would be all rise. That would be the problem with me.
Nico just got me another unit. RBI.
Oh, Nico Horner. What'd he do?
RBI.
He got that ribby. Wisdom comes in to score. It is 4-0 Cubbies. Remember, we had them over 2.5 in the first 5. They're already at 4. So that one is a cash. We got Naylor leading off the top of the 7th for the Guardians. We need Cleveland to score a little bit. And we go to the bottom of the 6th in St. Louis, 5-3 Milwaukee. Texas only got 1 run out of that, by the way. We're done. After 5, it is 3-2 Boston still.
If you look at the scroll, we have a +140, a +100, and a +106.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. We're not over here. Listen, I know some of the competition that's out there, okay? You cannot take them seriously. They're giving out -215s half the time. Twatty, they're mispronouncing.
I know. That's where I was going to go, but I decided not to.
Okay. Well, that's nice of you. You let me be bad cop then. All good. Rocky starter left the game already, says the kid.
4-2. 4-0. The Cubs just pouring it on already. Oh no. What? The Rockies, what happened? He got hurt.
That's what. Did he even throw a pitch? I'm not sure because we're in the top of the 1st.
You should see the crazy parlay I put together with the Padres Cubs.
I think it was Padres Rockies, right? You got like 4 for the Rockies, and then you move the total down a full 2 runs, I do believe.
Cubs. Yeah, not Cubs. Padres.
Yep. Jordan grounds out. We are through 5 in Houston. I'm with you, Brian. I'm not positive about that. Let's see what happens when it actually gets to the bottom of the first in San Diego in a whale's vagina.
What happened to Birds? Did you get fucked?
We're wondering if there's been a pitching change at all on the Rockies, a late scratch.
No, he said he had a bad beat there or something. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Cole Calhoun up for Cleveland. 1-2 count, nobody on, 1 out. We need Cleveland to score a run or two.
Someone must have went yard in Arizona.
In Arizona, no. Wade led off the game with a triple. And then Yastrzemski sack fly.
Yeah, Yastrzemski was a play today against.
Well, he got the ribby already. He already got the ribby. 2 outs, nobody on for the Cardinals in the bottom of the 6th. Remember, we got the Brewers holding on there. We're out of the 2nd inning in Wrigley Field. The Cubs 4-0 there. The real spot for us is Cleveland.
2 outs in St. Louis. Get through that. That'd be nice.
Yeah, the Birds, I hear you. That bottom of the 9th for you in the Bronx is going to be a sweat. You have lost your margin of error because on an Volpe error, Kiermaier came around to score. So it's 7-1 Toronto. I believe you're holding under 8.5. So you need to get through Judge, Gleyber Day, and Giancarlo Drop the Mike Stanton.
Mike Stanton.
I believe Pearson coming on for the Blue Jays.
When I looked at that game today, it made no sense. I mean, the Blue Jays had the better starter, Kikuchi. They had the better offense.
Yep.
And they were a plus 115 dog.
Yeah, I saw the Yankees were at home, Schmidt on the hill, and they were minus 112, which I agree with you.
Yeah, so you're going to give me the better starter, the better offense, and plus money? Oh, okay.
Better team. They're just a better team. That's
yeah.
what it comes down to. I
understand. It was on the road, but
and they are delivering. It's 7-1 going into the bottom of the 9th.
So everyone in the Discord got that one.
For the Blue Jays. Calhoun got on. So we got a man on here. So remember, we need runs out of the Guardians.
Okay.
And we got a man on, 1 out. Laureano's up, and then it's going to be Jimenez after that.
You know this Royals pen's giving it back.
Yep. And Clark, who's on for the Royals, just threw a wild pitch. So Calhoun has moved over to second. We got a runner in scoring position here. That's what we need for the Guardians. We got a runners in scoring position with 1 out.
St. Louis did get a runner on, but 2 outs.
In the bottom of the 6th, and it's Newt Bar that's up right now. I'd love for them to get out before we have to see Goldie with a runner on base. If the universe can let that happen for me, I'd appreciate that. I think Minnesota Cincy 7-0. That's in the 9th. We're going to sweat out the bottom of the 9th with our guy here in the Bronx. Atlanta's putting the finishing touches on Philly. And then these games we're talking about. We're on the Guardians. We've already cashed with the Cubbies. We can see if there's other ways to get on that. We are on the Brewers already at plus 140. They have a 5-3 lead, so that one is decent. We've been toying with the Texas-Boston game. We've kind of missed that number all day long. And there's Astros-Orioles, where we've missed the numbers that we wanted all day long there as well. So that's what's going on in the early games. Our pressure point, in my opinion, is in Kansas City. Laureano struck out swinging, so we got a man on second and 2 outs. We're going to need a 2-out ribby from Jimenez to get this run in the top of the 7th. We need a run somewhere from Cleveland. We're holding them plus 2.5.
I mean, I wouldn't mind, doubling down here on Chicago. I mean, I just don't see how they should keep scoring.
I agree with you. They should keep scoring, but you like the Pirates offense in this one as well. So what about just like a game total?
Yeah, but I'm going to hate what it is. As Key Brian Hayes just hits a home run.
He sure did. Charlie's son, making it 4-1. And that is why the total is locked for me right now. It pops back up. What would you like it to be?
The Pirates absolutely stole Key Bryant. I think they gave him a raise to like $8 million a year.
Really?
Well, yeah. Signed him for like 6 years. For
yeah, they need to. That's what I'm
million.
saying. They need to long term. You know, they need to have it long term.
Yeah.
Kegger in the chat saying this show rocks.
We'll
Kevin
go
T
with rocks.
to watch his mouth.
Yeah.
Listen, so far we got 3+ money bets on the board. We feel good about them still. So that's how we do it here with Nuke the House. Atom bombs being thrown at the book.
All right. So what were you saying the total was in the game? I know you're going to say 11.5 or 12.
You damn right I am. It is 11.5. Even money pretty much, though. Minus 102.
Can we get out of this fucking inning in St. Louis? What's going on here?
1-2 count. 2 outs there.
Pirates.
We got to run. And Guardians got to run. Jimenez tripled. And so Calhoun comes around to score 7-5 Kansas City. The Kansas City bullpen doing Royals things, giving up more runs. The Guardians have 5 runs in the last 3 innings against this pen. We're holding Cleveland plus 2.5. And now they've got a runner on third because of the triple. So if Brennan can get us a base knock, we close the gap to 1, holding 2.5. But that gets us right back where we need to be where it comes to the Guardians. So we like that one.
Well, you know what we always say. We'll take a balk here, an error.
Yes, we will. We absolutely will. Cleveland run. Tom Zafino's in it. It's 7-5 Royals, late to the party. Listen, people's streams are different. I got my wife working in another room, sucking bandwidth away from our internet here. So, it's tough. We may be slow at times, but it doesn't matter because we're in good shape.
Come on, Newt Bar. Can you just get out?
Can I get Newt Bar? Yeah, can I get Newt Bar to strike out here or something?
Dude, didn't he play? He played for Japan in the World Baseball Classic.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
What's his correlation to Japan?
I don't know. The other thing I saw recently, I got another random large Newt Bar nugget. I was watching, and yes, I know what I'm about to say. I was watching the Little League World Series, and there was a kid on the California team where he put his favorite major league player was Newt Bar. And we're like, what? And his older sister is dating him. That's why.
Really?
That's why he's his favorite player. But I digress. I will let you know that Newt Bar lined out. So we're out of the 6th inning. Milwaukee maintaining their 5-3 lead there. So that's good shape.
The Pirates are really seeing the ball well too. So we may have some action coming there. Okay.
Fair enough. 3-0 count on Brennan. So this guy Clark has been giving it up. He gave up the single to Calhoun, the triple to Jimenez, and has now gone 3-0 on Brennan. We'll take extra runs if we can get it. So we got Brennan looking at a 3-0 count. We'll see if he can get a run in as well. We go to the top of the 7th in St. Louis. That one looks decent for us. Pitching change in Houston as the Orioles have runners on the corners and 1 out.
3-2 to Brennan, 2 out.
You got a 3-2. I got a 3-1 count, so you're a little ahead of me. But
everything looks pretty good so far, huh?
So far, so good. But we still got 3 innings left in St. Louis. We still have a couple innings here left in Kansas City. Those are our hot spots right now. Kansas City and St. Louis. We've already definitively cashed with the Cubbies' first 5 team total. So, it could be worse. Let's put it that way. So everybody in the chat, hopefully, and listen, there's been plenty of times in Boston, Texas, and in Baltimore, Houston, where we've been, recommending things, talking about things, and then they have, in fact, come in. So, Whack Prescott, awesome call on the Cubbies. They've already cashed. Orioles have scored another run. That game is now 6-3 in the 6th inning. Remember, one of the things I was talking about was a 10.5 game total in that one. Awesome call on the Cubs, says Whack Prescott. Our guy sweated out the bottom of the ninth in the Bronx. It is a final in the Bronx, 7-1 Toronto. So that under 8.5 comes in for our guy in the chat. I think that was the Birds. I'm not positive. I think that was the Birds.
Nice.
Full count here on Brennan still for me. Top of the 7th in St. Louis. I wouldn't mind the Brewers tacking on here. I wouldn't mind the Brewers, who have 3-4-5 up this inning. I'd love it if they can get more runs, because we're going to have to see Goldschmidt and Arenado in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, I still got full count.
He walked. It's 1st and 3rd.
All right, well, that's more pressure on the pitcher.
1st and 3rd is what happened there. We go to Arias, I think, is next. Yeah, so Brennan walks. We got Arias up, runners on the corners, and 2 outs. Based a little double in the gap would tie the game here. That would be beautiful.
What can we do on the Cubs? I mean, Priester's because he didn't pitch the 1st or maybe the 2nd. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah, you're talking about it, so you know what's about to happen.
He just hit a home run against him.
Yeah, I know he did. Of course he did.
I was just about to say, let's
about it. Hey, is there any way we could get back on the Cubbies? And then Suzuki goes yard, and it's now 5-1 Cubs. I don't know how
anyway,
much time happen.
He's only at 25 pitches. Unless he gets blown up, they're gonna run him out there for another 4 innings.
Yeah, they're gonna make him wear it too, even if he does get blown up. They might just make him eat it, to be quite honest. Pitching change in Kansas City, by the way. Thanks, Lounge, for letting us know. Hernandez comes in to face Arias. Runners on the corners, 2 outs after the pitching change. But listen, Royals bullpen doing Royals bullpen things.
Okay, so what's the team total for the Cubs?
Still, even after the homer?
9.5?
8.5. Plus money to the over.
I hate that they're the home team, though. That's the only thing.
They're not going to hit in the bottom of the 9th. So it's less at-bats than you think it is. We already cashed in that game as well. What about a Texas comeback?
Again, I like their bats at home.
Because they didn't score when we thought that, right? So the team total is something that I think we should check. Let me get that Rangers team total. They're at 2 already.
It's probably going to be 4.5.
I don't know. I think it could be 3.5. Because we're in the 6th already. It is 3.5. It's 3.5 and minus 150.
Yeah.
Because they got a man on first. And 2 out.
What about just the Texas
money line?
Yeah, just the money to win the game.
What do you want? I'll tell you what it is. Let's play the game. What do you want?
I want plus money. We'll start with that.
Plus 140.
Okay.
136, but you know what I mean.
It's not terrible.
Rangers to come back and win?
I don't know. What do you think? Nothing's ever easy. Every decision is like.
I like it, but I kind of want to see what it is if they don't score in this inning and we go to the top of the 7th.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's suspended. Let's see what happened. Oh, you can't be serious. Did he? Did Heim just go yard? They did.
That's happened to us twice in 2 minutes.
Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? He didn't go yard. He hit a double, but we're tied at 3.
All right.
And so now Texas is minus 180. Like, how many times is this going to happen in one night? We talk about it. Kyle Tucker goes yard. We talk about it. Austin Hayes goes yard. We say, hey, we talk about, hey, what's up with the Rangers money line? Literally within 10 seconds, they tie the game. Yellowhammer at 75 knows what's up. Hamilton 69 knows what's up. They scored. Rangers tied it up. LOL. I don't know how many times we got to tell you. You know, we start talking about something, then boom, it goes down right away. It's almost like I need voice commands on my app.
Yeah. So what? There was a wild pitch in Kansas City, and the guy from third didn't score. Is that what I'm fucking seeing? And now they got out of the inning. What the fuck?
Yeah, they got out of the inning. Brennan to second on the wild pitch.
But the guy from third didn't score.
Yeah, maybe it just didn't get too far away from him.
Yeah, fuck.
You know, Whack Prescott. You guys been calling it all night. Check this out, Maddie. Hamilton 69. I took the Rangers at plus 120 right when you were asking if we should take them or not. LOL. I asked if we should take them or not. We talk about it. We saw it at plus 140. Then, boom, they double to tie it up, and now they're at minus 180. It's almost like we speak it into existence and it happens. Whack Prescott, you guys have been calling it all night. We really have. It's part funny and part frustrating. Kenny letting us know it didn't really get at the wild pitch, just was pretty much in the batter's box. And then if you think about it, with runners on the corners, if I'm the guy in first, I'm going. What's he going to do? Throw down?
No, I was just,
No, I hear you. I want the extra run also. I would love the extra run. But to recap, Milwaukee did not score in the top of the seventh. We got 9 outs to still get with that Milwaukee pen. And this is the one we're going to have to sweat here, Matt. 2-3-4 for St. Louis. Goldschmidt, Baker, Arenado. Okay? And it's the 7th inning, so it's not like we're getting Devin Williams right now.
Yeah, I mean, if we can go 1-2-3 in this inning, we may not see them again. So this will be a big inning.
And what do you know? A base hit by Tavares. Heim scores. The Rangers take a 4-3 lead.
Like I said, the Rangers bats at home. I've been saying it for an hour.
Well, hopefully y'all in the chat are getting down with all of these. I would love to be able to put them in the scroll, but that would be a little disingenuous because we just missed it. We were all over it. I literally was about to hit it, and it got locked. It got locked while I was trying to make a damn bet.
Yeah.
And now I've got the Rangers at minus 410. So that one has gone far, far away. Ain't that a bitch?
Well, there's got to be just a new opportunity, right?
There is, and that's what we do here on Live Lines. If you see something, say something. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Next Tuesday, we'll be back here, Major League Baseball Live Lines. That'll be the last Tuesday of the regular season. And so then Twatty and I will figure out, if there's anything we can really do throughout the playoffs. But remember, go to the Nuke the House Discord. Go to all the live shows. We're really out here making you money. Tom Zaffino will let you know. I want that cat says, so when do the Astros come back? I don't know if they do anymore. Now it's 7-3.
Yeah, but we still got, in that regard, it's tough. But we still got team totals and, other stuff.
I think team total's still viable.
Like we could probably get 3.5, right?
For the Stros?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I thought you meant as a team total.
Yeah, we can get 3.5. It'll be juice.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
We can get 3.5. Oh, we also just had an ejection in Houston. Somebody in the bench coach, something like that, just got run for arguing balls and strikes, I believe. Jose Abreu was up. This doesn't mean anything to anybody really, but because that bet I had hit it and then it's suspended, it's still on my card now as I look at it, but now it's the Texas Rangers minus 430 and I don't want to do it.
It just left it there just to piss you off.
It left it there just to mess with me. The real spots for us, Goldie walked to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Uribe pitching for the Brewers. We need a ground ball here. We need a
What
ground
was-
ball here.
Were you able
St.
to
Louis
see
and
what the
Kansas City are really the spots for us.
Were you able to see what the Astros plus 3.5 was?
Yes. Sorry that we started talking. Oh,
It's
because I
gonna-
looked at my damn thing and I saw the Rangers bet still there. That's what.
It's going to be a ton, but
Minus 148. Too
they
juicy
do
for me.
they have a guy on with no
We got
out.
a guy on, nobody out. Abreu is up with a 1-2 count. I've got. Did Goldie steal second?
Wild pitch.
Right.
Took away the double play.
Yeah, it sure did. All right, Goldie to second on a wild pitch. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th in Kansas City. Those are our hot spots.
All right, I got to take a piss real quick.
All right, fair enough. When that happens, I'll go through the board again. By the way, the Padres are still scoreless, and Snell has allowed a couple of runners on base here with 2 outs, I believe, runners on first and second. We had an interesting 3-leg parlay from the chat conglomerate. The Padres tonight, the 49ers on Thursday Night Football, and then the Dallas Cowboys in Week 3. So, you need to get through tonight. Padres are still big-time over $3 favorites, but the Rockies do have runners on the corners and 2 out in the top of the 2nd. 1 out in St. Louis and a double in Kansas City. Man on second and 1 out. Kansas City is really the spot now. We're holding the Guardians plus 2.5. So hopefully we can get out of this bottom of the 7th. We need to get 8 more outs in Kansas City. So on to that if Cleveland does not score again.
The Royals got a guy on second, 1 out.
Yeah, we got a guy on third now in Kansas City.
With 2
Guy
out.
on third with 2 outs. And Prado is the batter for Kansas City. Prado is the 7th hitter in the lineup. He's 0 for 3 so far on the night. He's facing an 0-1 count. So we need to get out of this here. Oh. And it is, in fact, in play. Might be a base hit. No, it's an out. We get out of the bottom of the 7th. The runner from
Let's
third
add
does
on.
not score. We go to the top of the 8th here in Kansas City. It is still 7-5 Kansas City, and Cleveland in the top of the 8th, I believe, is going to have 9-1-2. So our guy Ramirez is going to get up in the 3-hole of this inning. So we can get another run here. I would love another run out of Cleveland. And we have 2 outs in St. Louis. That runner, Goldie on second, but after that, Baker struck out. Arenado grounded out, did not move the runner over. Palacios is up now with Goldie on second. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. We need to get another 7 outs from the Milwaukee pen.
So the Cubs team total is 8.5.
The Cubs team total. I'll look that up for us. I was looking at the KC Cleveland game. Yeah. The Cubs team total. You're wondering if it's 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, if it's
at least 8.5, it might be 9. Oh goodness, I'm wrong. It is 7.5.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
But it's minus 160.
It's fucking pouring in Chicago. I need this game to be official.
Oh, we need that to be official. Yes, minus 160 it is. Good news is Palacios grounded out. The Cardinals do not score in the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th. Brewers up 5-3. If it is pouring in Wrigley, we need to get some outs there.
Yeah, I've already won 4 units on this.
We need this game to become official. We need that game to become official.
I think it's supposed to stop. I think, but
yeah, they'll finish this one. They'll finish it, even if they got to wait for a little while.
Actually, I better check the radar. A little worried.
You know how much I love that weather report in Wrigley, Maddie, but not in this way. All right, it's going to be.
Just says mostly cloudy.
Yeah, so we'll be okay.
Yeah,
it's going to be 6, 7, 8 for the Brewers in the top of the 8th, and it's going to be 9, 1, 2 for the Guardians in the top of the 8th. 2-0 count on the leadoff man Naylor for Cleveland.
Let's get some more.
Yeah, word up. Let's get some more.
Oh, so you're saying that the Cubs team total is 7.5, but it's juiced.
Correct. It's 7.5. It's not juiced as much as it was. Now it's minus 125.
How are you saying it's mostly cloudy and there's a fucking tornado over the stadium?
I don't know. The weather service is not my jam. Oh! Nope. Warning track power in Houston.
Huh. Nothing really going on at the moment in between innings.
Oh, I got good news for you.
Guardians.
Naylor goes yard to lead off the top of the 8th.
Go.
It's 7-6 Kansas City.
KC being KC.
That's what we do here. Lounge is in there as well. Cleveland run. And we got a homer in Houston as well with a man on first. It is a 2-run shot in Houston. That game is now 7-5 Baltimore. That
so
means
we
the team totals. We go over the game total.
Yeah.
We go over the team total. We go over the game total. Yainer Diaz goes yard. We're still only in the bottom of the 6th in that one. We never got those on the scroll, but we talked Astros team total. We talked full game total. Both of those go up. All right. So there were some people out there in the chat that said, I think it was with the Texas Rangers team total, that you hit it or the Rangers money line. You hit it as soon as we started talking about it. If you hit any of this Baltimore Houston stuff when we were talking about it, you're in good shape. That game total is over. The team total is over.
Every game we've talked about, we've nailed. Not trying to be that dude, but every game we've talked about is hit.
We have not led you astray, Nuke the House tonight. I will say that.
So what can we do money line on Astros? Is it getting where, I mean, I'm sure it's not what we want it to be. Like I want it to be.
What do you want it to be?
I want it to be like at least 250.
Oh, they're not gonna give you that.
Who runs down these motherfuckers?
All right. It's 330.
Yeah, okay. That's what I would okay.
And
because they just
1.5. Because they're out of the 6, by the way.
Yeah, that's why.
So you know, they're out of the 6. Money line is plus 330. I could also give you a 1.5 plus 134.
See, you know me. I like that better. I'm the most conservative gambler in the world. You think in your DNA being a gambler that you wouldn't be conservative. But at plus 1.5, all we have to do is win the rest of the game.
Got to win it from here on out.
And it's a plus money.
It is. I'm worried that Baltimore can tack on, though. I really am.
Of course. Yeah.
I don't know if,
Appreciate that, Trap God.
Yeah, thanks, Trap God. You guys are sharp. We appreciate that. I mean, tonight we have been. I'll say that.
Really, Dane, we've only had one stretch. The 2 weeks that we lost were bad.
2 back-to-back weeks.
We were 0-3 and 1-3, but every other
time we've ended, yes. Every other time. And guys, Tom Zaffino in the chat being like, it's okay, Twada, you could be that guy. Tom Zaffino knows, okay? We are not, if you're new to Live Lines, if you're new to Nuke the House, we are not blowing smoke up your ass. We're not putting it on Twitter, what our unit count is and all that stuff. We'll leave that to the Keg, who is absolutely crushing. But if you've been with us every single week, you're definitely winning money. We've done 11 shows, only 2 of them we were in the red. And I know guys like Tom Zaffino, I know guys like Viper have been with us for a while. So hopefully you're benefiting and profiting off of what we're doing here on Live Lines.
Appreciate all the kind words, boys. So good news. Both of our leadoff hitters got on in the Brewers game and the Cleveland game.
Yeah, Quan, to be honest, Naylor was the leadoff man, and he went yard.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah.
Juan has gotten on. And to your point, in St. Louis, Taylor with a leadoff walk for Milwaukee.
So what do you think about that +1.5 of the Astros at plus money?
I'm scared of it. If you want to do it, we can do it, but I'm scared of it.
Well, okay. At what point do we get 5.5 as a team total? Probably not until the 8th inning.
Not until the 8th. We got to, if that's something we want, we got to really put our eye on that, because they'll take it away right around the same time.
Yeah,
you know?
right. That's funny, Lounge. If we weren't so busy on this show, like I would break out some stories.
We could spin some tales. It is true. We got a man on second for the Brew Crew.
I mean, there's really a tornado inside of Wrigley Field right now.
Listen, we just need to get 3 outs. We get through the top of the 5th. It's technically official with the Cubs as the home team up.
Well, the Brewers must have stole a base.
Yeah, and Taylor stole second. So now we've got nobody out. We got nobody out and a man on second. You know what I want to do here. You know I want to bunt the runner over. You know I want to bunt the runner over.
At this stage of the game, and I wouldn't just arbitrarily do it. I would want I don't want my cleanup hitter who's never bunted in his life doing it, but if the right guy's
up. Hitter, though. It's the 7 hitter, Frelick.
Yeah, no, something like that's fine. So we got 1st and 3rd for the Guardians.
Yes. Royals bullpen doing Royals bullpen things. Ramirez singled, so we got runners on the corners, nobody out. Remember, one of these runs come in, all of a sudden we got a tie game in Kansas City. We're holding Cleveland +2.5, people. All right, so right now we're up 8.5 to 7 with the idea of a run coming in, hopefully. In Milwaukee, like I said, I want to bump the guy over to get that insurance run, but that's probably not going to happen. We'll see. It's a 2-2 count, so that's not going to happen anymore. Anything going on in these late games?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, thank God I didn't give out the under.
We were talking about the under in Arizona. There's runs being scored there. It's 3-2 D-backs. That game in the bottom of the 2nd still. So what about it slowing down? I bet the live total is pretty high right now. Maybe something you want to consider going under. The live total in that game, I'm staring at 11.5 in that game, Maddie.
Yeah, that puts us basically to where we were pregame. Which I liked, so.
Right. You like the under. You could still like the under with the same pace needed from here on out, right?
Right, exactly.
So, see, this is what I was worried about. Austin Hayes has gone yard for the Baltimore Orioles. It's now 8-5 Baltimore.
Yeah. So, I was more looking at trying to get the Astros team total, to be honest.
Gotcha. You know what's funny now? Oh, by the way, Boston has tied it up in Texas. That game is 4-4. If you look at it, thanks for I want that cat letting us know. The Guardians right now are favorites on the money line.
I mean, they should be because they're pretty much guaranteed 1 run, right?
You would think so. Nobody out, runners on the corners. The Guardians, I'm looking at -160 on the money line. We've got them +2.5 runs.
So I mean, you could take the Royals and guarantee money.
Listen, you could take the Royals on the money line, and then you could middle it if Kansas City wins this game by 1 or 2.
Yep.
You can guarantee profit, and you have a 2-run middle here.
Brewers scored, I think.
Who?
Brewers.
Yes, it is 6-3. It is 6-3 Milwaukee. So what happened? We told you how Taylor stole second. There was a ground ball to move him over to third, and then a sac fly to get him in. So, I mean, in essence, they played the small ball like I was talking about. I wanted to bunt him over. There was a ground out, and then the sac fly. So they did what I wanted to do, kind of play small ball, got the run in. It's 6-3 now, Milwaukee. We've got 6 outs to get in St. Louis, and the Cardinals will have 6, 7, 8 coming up in the bottom of the 8th. Talk to me about Boston and Texas here. The Red Sox have scored. The Red Sox still have runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Big shout out to whoever in the chat had Boston at 2-1 earlier in the game. Now, however, Red Sox are minus 140 favorites. 11.5 is a game total. Texas to come back and win plus 105. You want to get on Texas at all?
Fucking Naylor strike out with a guy on third base. Is that what I just saw? Come on.
Yes, he did, but Ramirez got to second. So there's no double play anymore. At least in the force way. Second and third, Cole Calhoun up, 1 out. Sack fly would tie the game. Base knock would give the Guardians the lead.
I would need serious money to get on Texas right now.
You would need serious money to get on Texas? Okay. So they're favorites, Texas. That's crazy. Even with the Red Sox still threatening.
Oh, yeah, something had to have happened. Someone struck out.
Yeah. Another home run for the Orioles. Baltimore takes a 9-5 lead in the top of the 7th. That game total of 10.5, way over by now. We're at 14.
Yep. We were on full game over and team total for.
We sure were. Hopefully you were too. Hopefully you actually clicked submit before we could.
Calhoun better get this fucking run in.
Calhoun needs to get this run in. It's a 1-2 count. Shorten up, brother, man. Shorten up. Q1 over to the right side. Do something. Put bat on ball. The Brewers have not only scored, but they got a runner on third as well.
No outs. Yeah.
Attack on there. Oof. Arizona in the desert continuing to score in support of Zach Gallen. They have put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the second. They lead the Giants 5-2. And remember, that's a big game. Arizona currently in the wild card position. The Giants are, I think, 2 games back of the Cubs for the final wild card spot. So Arizona winning that game could put a little bit more distance. Remember, Miami won earlier today. I think the Reds won. No, the Reds lost to the Twins. So Miami can get into that wild card race in an even bigger fashion there. It's an official game, by the way, in Wrigley. We're going to the bottom of the 5th.
So we're sweating what? 2 spots at 1 spot? 2 spots.
2 spots. We're sweating in St. Louis and Kansas City. We look good in both of them.
Yeah, we just have the money line for the Brewers.
Correct.
Fucking Calhoun just struck out.
Did he?
What are you guys doing? A guy on third, you have to put the ball in play.
You just got to get the ball in play. So that'll leave it up to Laureano. Unfortunately, he's 0 for 4 on the night so far. But remember, we've got a run cushion right now in Cleveland, but we get these runs in, and it's a lot better. If we get a base knock here to go up 8-7 plus the 2.5, I'd feel real good about that one. You don't want to get on Texas, you said. I'm glad that we didn't get on the Houston Astros comeback because Baltimore has scored 2 in the top of the 7th. That game now 9-5. In the late games, Mariners up 1-0 in the third on Oakland. We are scoreless in a whale's vagina, Rockies, and Fathers. Here's a question for you. Detroit out to an early lead, 1-0. The Dodgers, remember I was joking how they were minus 225 with TBD as their starter. Let's see if we can get a discount on the Dodgers. It's locked. I'll let you know if we can. Will Smith at the dish here for the Dodgers in the bottom of the first. If he gets a base knock, it would tie that game up. So that 1-0 lead could be fleeting. Yeah, he must have done something because the Dodgers are minus 280.
Still interested in the Cubs scoring, and still, what can we get the Rangers? What are they, -1?
Rangers have to be favorites. We go to the bottom of the 7th, but they're 3 at bats. Rangers are minus 215. Too much.
So what's the comeback?
For Boston, tied plus 162.
That's not bad.
Not.
I mean, it's not. I'm not saying I want it, but it's not bad in a tie game.
What about this? The game total is at 10.5. We're 4-4. This is the spot I talk about all the time.
Yeah, you do. Yep.
5-5 gives us a winner. $5-5 would give us a winner in Texas at 10.5. The over is minus 125, though. It's a little too for me. Runners on the corners for the Dodgers. The Dodgers are down 1-0, and they're minus 320 favorites, Matt.
Well, then we should be able to get the Tigers plus 3.5, right? 2.5.
No, they're giving you 1.5 and plus money. Listen, Boston plus 160 is not bad. And someone in the chat saying the same thing. Boston plus 160 is not horrible.
How did the Royals pen get out of that inning as bad as they've been? First and third, no outs.
I'll let you know. They struck out Calhoun, and then they struck out Liriano.
They struck out the side. The guy, I must have struck out the side then.
They did. Yeah, Naylor, Calhoun, Liriano all struck out. In between, though, excuse me, not
Wow.
the other Naylor went yard, and that's it in that inning. We go to the bottom of the eighth.
Let me go to my bullpen rankings here.
8-9-1 for Kansas City coming up. We need to get through 6 outs in – 3 outs because the Royals are winning the game. You know what I mean, Matt? So this is a great spot.
Yeah. So let me see what the Rangers over the last month have been like in the pen.
What up, Gerardo? By the way, says what's up, Dane and Matt. New people, get into sports. DB Gnarly saying that. I don't know, Gnarly, are you welcoming other people to the Nuke the House chat conglomerate? People seeing something, saying something, hopefully? Yep. Keg Discord. Lots of sharp people out there. We've been hyping up the Discord. Listen, you also got to go over to the website where we track guys' picks, whether it's Gavin, whether it's Twatty, whether it's Keg. That's the way to do it. Looks like you froze for a hot second, Matty, but you're back.
And if I kept like the stats of what I give out here in the Discord,
yeah.
But I only track the stats that I give out on the sheet, which is for the Discord members. But anyway,
we're 3 outs away from feeling good in Kansas City.
I'm tempted to get on we can get Boston probably now at over $2 with the leadoff hitter on.
It's first and second on. It's first and second.
Oh, now do we have Stones? What can we get now? 250, 300?
I'll give you 3-1.
Three, yeah.
I'll give you 3-1 here. Texas has runners on first and second, nobody out. So to be clear, you are taking the position here that Boston's going to get out of this jam right now, because that, if they do, that number will drop. Trap God saying Boston plus 275. I'm staring at it even 3-1. And by the way, we were talking about that game total at 10.5. It's gone up to 11.5 because the Rangers are threatening. I mean, Boston plus 320.
What are the Rangers to win? Money line.
Minus 480.
What? A ground ball out of the fucking inning.
Unless I'm behind and my stream is behind and they've scored a run. You know what I mean? Maybe a base hit has happened that I don't have it yet, Matt. But that's a big number. Plus 310 for Boston. It's men on first and second, and a 2-0 count is what I've got on low.
Kansas City starts with the leadoff runner on.
Of course they do. They're not going to make it easy. But remember here, we got a run cushion, even if they score.
We only need
the Cardinals do not score in the bottom of the 8th. So that's good. We're 3 outs away from a win for the Brewers. 6-3 as we go to the top of the 9th. Milwaukee will have 2, 3, and 4 up. St. Louis will have the top up in the bottom of the 9th when they get there.
I mean, really, the Rangers are a ground ball away from flipping that line.
And they must have. They must have, because it just dropped dramatically. Now the Rangers are minus 270. Boston's only 2-1. They were 3-1. Remember, now it's 2.
We missed a dollar
on whatever happened.
Yeah,
so
we missed a dollar.
It must have been a ground ball, right? It had to have been. To have a full dollar happen in one at bat in that direction had to be a double play, right?
Yeah. So the Indians actually have someone in that I've never heard of, which isn't good. If I haven't heard of them, that's not a good thing.
That is not a good thing. That sounds like rough underbelly to me. Sandlin?
I've never heard of that man.
Fielder's choice. We got 1 out in Kansas City. Why would they do that, though? Wouldn't they want to put one of their good guys in to keep it at 1?
Yeah, but do they care? I mean, they're out.
Right. They're kind of gone. Even in the division where Minnesota at only 79 wins, Minnesota is going to be, get a home series in the playoffs. There's not really anything screaming out to me here, man.
I mean, we can do something on the Rangers game if we're so inclined.
If we're so inclined. It's dropping though. Now Boston's plus 184. They were 3-1. 1 batter ago.
And the favorite, they just juiced completely out of so the Rangers are what? 250 favorites?
Pretty much. Minus 240. Hey, Brian, I know that bridge. My in-laws are in Coronado, so I know the Coronado Bay Bridge. A lot of people do actually jump off that bridge, so I have heard.
Kevin, it's funny you say that because when I was thinking about the Bo Sox, I was going to say let's just do a quarter or a half on it.
Yeah. That's a way you could have done it, to be sure. Still 1 out. Still first and second. Altuve up for the Astros as they try to come back.
We got a leadoff guy on in St. Louis.
Yeah.
So
Check this out. The Dodgers did not score in the bottom of the first. Even though they had bases, I think, loaded at one point. So now the Dodgers, who, by the way, I was joking about it, were like minus 230 without a starting pitcher listed. They're down 1-0. Minus 170.
Oh, we got 2 outs in Kansas City. Let's go, boys.
Okay. I got Wilson Contreras is on second base with nobody out for the Brewers.
Let's add on. Let's add on in these games.
That would be a nice little add-on right there. I'd like a tack-on run out of the Brewers. 1 out, 2 outs now, like you said. I don't love Bobby Witt Jr. He's the one bat I'd want to avoid here in Kansas City. But
if we keep him in the yard, we should be good.
Keep him in the yard, we're okay. Yes. So that's the hot spot for us right now. Let's get out of this bottom of the 8th, and we'll feel real good about our Guardians 2.5. Let's tack on in St. Louis. We'll feel real good about Milwaukee.
Should we
bet, if anything?
I'm sitting here thinking we have Guardians 1.5. It's 2.5.
No, it's 2.5. It's 2.5.
Yep. Got to keep them in the yard then.
Better. I draw your attention to Tigers Dodgers, honestly. They're down 1-0. There's got to be a way to get an advantage here, Matt.
Well, I mean, we could go to exotics, right? I mean, we could do some team totals. We could do first 5. We could do
Would you lay the run line with the Dodgers? Minus 1.5. Plus 130.
I mean, I like that number. That's for sure.
Minus 1.5. I mean, they're going to come back and win, no?
What's just the money line? What's up, Buzzer Beater?
I saw minus 180, I believe. 2-1 count on Bobby Witt Jr. We're keeping an eye on that. You know,
Out of the inning in Kansas City.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Bobby Witt Jr. pops out. And so we go to the top of the ninth. The Guardians trail by 1. We have them plus 2.5. And the extra reason, it's like we don't want Cleveland to tie the game, people. We don't want Cleveland to tie the game. If they tie the game, it brings in the potential of Kansas City going crazy in extra innings and winning by 3, like a home run with 2 runners on or something like that. Okay? If they just go quietly in the night, it's a victory. All right?
What about the Rangers money line?
Rangers money line. Oh, it's ridiculous.
What?
They've scored, by the way. It's 5-4, just so you know.
Yeah.
They have the bases loaded. It's minus 1,200. Bo Sox plus 630 on the comeback. Because I'm staring at bases chucked, 1 out.
Yeah.
And they're up by 1.
Yeah. So what was Boston? I'm sorry. I meant to say Boston, not what's Boston?
Plus 560. With the bases loaded, you could also get them plus 1.5 at plus money.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But that's assuming that this one doesn't score, right? The Brewers have tacked on. Adames with a base hit. Contreras scores. The Brew Crew now up 7-3. We got that money line when they were down 2-1, I believe they were down. We got that at plus 140. They're now up 7-3, so that's nice. We just got to get 3 outs in Kansas City. We want the team that we have bet on to do nothing in a unique and ironic spot in the live betting action.
Milwaukee's still up, too.
Milwaukee is still up. Donaldson is up, man, on second, 1 out as they try and tack on for us. We need to get these outs in Kansas City. You're intrigued by Boston, Texas.
I know. I just can't figure out. Like, if they get the double play ball, I mean, we're holding a good number, but we still could lose. That's the thing. Right. We could get a double play ball and still lose.
Absolutely. That's why it's risky. I'm more intrigued by finding a way to get on the Dodgers.
Okay. Yeah. We can look at that.
But it's tough. I mean, the book gives the Dodgers so much credit. They're down 1-0, and they're minus 210.
And then there's not going to be enough value on the Tigers, probably, right?
Plus 160 on Detroit. I'm not trying to bet a bad team here.
Yeah, right.
I would do, if I had to do something, and I'm not saying I would, it would be the Dodgers on the run line. It'd be that the Dodgers win this game going away ultimately as we go to the bottom of the second in Chavez Ravine. The Tigers do not score in the top of the second. It would be the Dodgers minus the 1.5 at plus 122. That's the way that I can get plus money on the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I keep thinking about it. It's like Trap God keeps reminding me. I mean, we could do like something smaller on like Boston here.
Trap God says he just took the Bo Sox at better than 6-1. And Garcia struck out. So now you have the universe where they can get out of this inning without giving up any more runs.
But it's obviously dropped. It had to have dropped a ton, right?
I think so. Let me go and check.
It had to have dropped into the threes, right?
No.
What is it?
It's still 5-1.
Dude, let's do like a quarter unit on that and hit it big.
All right.
Just a quarter. Fuck it. Because we're
just locked on me.
Well, maybe we got lucky. We'll see.
Maybe. If it's a base hit, we got lucky. Let's see. I'll let you know what happens. It's not available for me right now.
Okay. So that's good. I needed runs in the Mariners Athletics game.
Okay.
Got a run there.
Nothing popping up for me still in Boston, Texas. I'm staring at a 3-0. They walked a run in. That's what it is. So it's 6-4 Texas now.
So now I need like plus 800.
All right, I'll see what pops back up.
It'll be like 650 or something.
Aces are still loaded, still with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. I'll let you know we did not officially get that one in. But I'm not mad at what Trap God's doing with like a little sprinkle on it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Top of the ninth, 2 outs. So Cleveland's down to their last out. We just need them to go away quietly.
Yep, nobody on. We're going to the bottom of the 9th in St. Louis. 1, 2, 3, Newbar, Goldschmidt, and Baker.
That's fine because when it matters, it'll be the bottom of their lineup.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We got a 4-run cushion here. Orioles get out of the bottom of the 7th. Houston was threatening, had a couple of runners on, but they get out of that. We're through 7 in Houston, 9-5 Baltimore. I got a 1-2 count on Arias as well. If he makes it out, then that Cleveland plus 2.5 will be a cash. It slowed down a little bit in Wrigley Field. 5-1. Remember, we were looking at Pirates totals, game totals. It slowed down a little bit there.
Really, the only decision we have is right now is on this Rangers game, right?
I believe so. Yes.
So cash the Guardians 2-0.
That's
both
a final?
plus money.
That's a final?
Yep.
Nice. Love it. So right now, if you look at the screen, scroll, and listen, we try to not force it also. Okay. We're trying to not force it and have like 11 things on the card. Okay. But right now, Cubbies team total over is a cash. Cleveland plus the 2.5, that's over. That is a cash. The last one left for us is the Milwaukee Brewers at plus 140. We are 3 outs away from that. Now, Texas can still get some more here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Then if you can find a way to get on the Dodgers, my lean would be on the Dodgers minus the 1.5 at plus money. If that's still available, and it is. Dodgers laying the 1.5 is now plus 138.
Say again?
The Dodgers laying the 1.5 is now at plus 138 in the bottom of the 2nd.
I mean, basically, you're saying though that the Dodgers, like, if they would have to go up 3-1, so they'd have to score 3 unanswered the rest of the game.
Listen, yes, that is what I'm saying. Yes.
No, and I'm not saying that that's not right. I'm just.
No, I hear you. Boston gets out of the inning, and their number is still. It's almost 7-1.
Really?
They got 6 outs left. They got 2 at bats. They're down by 2.
That's still pretty good.
Plus 680. Remember, I was talking about the 10.5 in that game. We are now at 10 runs in that game. We're now at 6-4. 0-2 count on Newbar to start off the bottom of the 9th. Cubs just scored.
Yeah.
Morel scored. It's 6-1, and you got Nico back up with a duck on the pond. Newbar strikes out. We're 2 outs away from a cash with the Brew Crew. Goldie is up.
We should probably leave it where we are. 3 winners, 3 plus monies.
I'm not mad at that. Going 3-0. Well, it hasn't happened yet. We still need 2 more outs in St. Louis. But going 3-0, all at plus money, is certainly not bad for anybody watching live lines. And that would, by the way, make us 9-1-2 through 12 shows, which is not bad. Yeah, I mean, let's see this Cardinals jammy out, and then You know, one thing, Smokestack, you're quite welcome. The one thing I would toy with also is like running the 6th inning in Dodgers Tigers.
Hmm.
You know? Why don't you talk to the people, Yellowhammer at 75? You got it. We're going to be wrapping up here in a little bit. Why don't you tell everybody about some of the numbers you ran with that run in the 5th inning, run in the 6th inning stuff?
Yeah, it's been a couple days, so I don't really remember 100%. But their team rankings is a really nice site. If you guys aren't on that, that's a good site. I mean, they do everything: football, NFL, college basketball, MLB. But they run on one of their pages. They have runs per inning per team. So they'll even give you like teams that score in the 3rd inning. I mean, most people concentrate on the 5th and the 1st. But if you want to know how a team does in the 6th or the 3rd, you can figure that out. And what was ironic is the Cubs are an unbelievable 3rd inning team. And you think, well, is there anything to it? So it's funny. I went because they were playing a day game, and I looked at that day game, and they were in the 4th inning, and they'd scored 3 runs on the 3rd. I'm like, okay. So there's something to it. Obviously, the Cubs, the top of their lineup is a lot stronger than maybe the back end of their lineup. So in the first 3 innings, and they're a good first 5-inning team too. They were really good, but there were some really unique ones. Like the Pirates are a really good first 3-inning team for being a team that's 9 games below 500. So there were some unique things, but team rankings, if you get time, is a good read, 100%.
All right, we'll check that out. Goldschmidt walked, so there's a runner on first, 1 out. Ground ball would end the game for us as Baker is up. He's 0 for 3. Arenado, he's not 0 for 3 anymore. He just singled. Runners on the corners for the Cardinals, and Arenado, not the guy I want to see. You know what's interesting though? This would make it now, because we got 2 runners on, this makes it a save situation. I neglected to tell people that the Brewers up by 4 entering this inning did not bring in Devin Williams. Okay, yeah. They brought in Chafin instead. And we've got runners on the corners, 1 out, Arenado up. So maybe they get Williams up.
Yeah, this is a plus 140 spot. I want to get this one home.
Yeah, let's get this home. We still got a 4-run cushion. I mean, Arenado can technically go yard, and we're still okay. But, zip. Padres and Rockies. Someone in the chat is talking about the Snell strikeouts. Snell has 6 strikeouts through 4, 56 pitches in. Snell, I don't know. We haven't talked about this, Matt. Blake Snell through 4 is pitching very, very well.
Yeah. He's definitely capable of that, 100%.
Yeah, he's walked 2 guys, but, otherwise.
He's amazing. He's one of the best pitchers probably of his era. And he just explodes after the 5th inning. Like he's a Cy Young Award winner for through 5, and then a number 5 pitcher after.
I will never forget when Snell, I think it was the World Series, I believe.
Tampa, when he was with Tampa.
In the World Series, right? Yep. When he was shutting them down. Yep. And then they pulled him. And like you literally saw the other dugout like exhale. Be like, now we got a chance.
But his numbers after the 5th inning were terrible.
Yep.
So it's like Kevin Cash pulled him, but the numbers said to pull him. So
he had his stuff that night. He was pitching very well. He was sitting them down.
Yeah.
He is also, I think, like minus 800 now to win the NL Cy. Williams is up in the pen. It's a 1-2 count on Arenado, runners on the corners and 1 out.
This is pretty much
the end of the game.
It's over. Cash it.
Yeah. Nice. You're a little bit ahead of me, but I'll trust it. He did ground into a double play, and it is a wrap. That game is over. So, if you're looking at us here on the scroll, Brewers money line plus 140 cash. Cubbies team total over 2.5 in the first 5. We got that with nobody out in the second. Cash. Guardians plus 2.5. They wind up losing the game, but only by 1. The Kansas City bullpen helps us out 3-0 here on Live Lines. And to be quite honest, we were telling you a lot of other stuff, primarily in that Astros-Orioles game that came home. Last check of where we are. Any thoughts? We're going to the bottom of the 8th in Texas, Matty. Still 6-4 Rangers. Boston will have one more at bat.
Nah, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, no, I hear you. So that's pretty much it. The Cubs are still doing their thing on the West Coast. Arizona and Zach Gallen have a 5-2 lead. Zip in San Diego. Mariners up. Ooh. Last question for you before we get out of here. The Tigers have scored again. It's 2-0 Detroit. Dodgers money line is now -1. It's -110 on both sides. Any interest in the Dodgers to come on back and just win the game? A lot of time left in this one.
I mean, I'd be more interested in Detroit +1, actually. It just
Detroit.
But it'll be like -140 probably.
Yeah, because they're -1. It's -112 both ways on the money line.
Yeah.
So giving them a run will boost it another 50 cents at least. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. I'm happy with our 3-0. I'd be even happier if we hit some of that Baltimore-Houston stuff. I think the Dodgers are going to win this game. I think the Dodgers are going to win the game. And you can get a team that closed at like -240 now as a coin flip. I know they're down by 2, but that's not much late in the night in Chavez Ravine. But that's all I'll say. Thanks to everybody.
Hold on 1 second before we just real quick. What's the game total in the Cubs-Pirates?
The game total is locked right now.
Let's just
7 runs on the board. What are you looking for? 9.5?
No, 8.5. So I'm not going to get it, but
I don't think you're going to get that. But it's locked for me right now. When it pops up, I will let you know. It'll be a number that you're not happy with. But I'll let you know.
Off for a second. Before we sign off.
Yep. We're singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" in Wrigley. We're going to the bottom of the 7th anyway. It's 6-1 Cubbies.
Whack is saying 8.5.
Bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, so I know that we're going to lose an at bat. I know that. So 3 at bats to get 2 runs.
4 at bats. Bottom of the 7th, both of the 8th, and top of the 9th.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not. It still hasn't come up for me though.
Whack has it at 8.5, but
okay. Whack Prescott, Dakota Rain.
That's 4 at bats, 2 runs. Well, that's not that great, but it is.
As you always talk about, right?
Yeah, but it is going to be terrible pitching.
It's 8.5,
and it's 2-3-4 for the Cubs. Fuck.
Listen, it is 2-3-4. Your boy Dansby has already gone yard. It will be 1-2-3 for the Pirates in the 8th as well.
Wow.
So if you want to go over 8.5, it's not horrible. Whack Prescott telling you though it's -130. It was not that on FanDuel. On FanDuel, it's -110 over 8.5 for the game.
Are you cool with like a half unit?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean we're killing it.
We're winning right now. So everybody on the way out, more runs in Wrigley. We think the game that is at 7 right now will get to 9. Top of the order for both teams coming up in the bottom of the 7th and the top of the 8th. That's Twatty giving you another little winner on the way out. Like his name is Mike Singletary. I want winners. But now I'm going to sign off there, Matt. Thanks to everybody in the chat. As always, Next Tuesday, we will be back. It'll be the last Tuesday of the baseball regular season. But to be quite honest, Maddie, I've enjoyed doing this with you over the last 3 months, having some fun, giving the people winners. So we'll try to find a way to continue doing our thing. Thanks to Brian Smith. Thanks to Wack Prescott. Everybody who's been in the chat. If you tailed us tonight, you went at least 3-0. All right.
Almost 4 units.
That's not bad. That is not bad. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to my man, Maddie, as always. We'll see you next week. Get in the Discord. Get the notifications for when we go live here at Nuke the House, because that's exactly what we're doing, people. We're nuking the house. I'll see you next week, Swati, all right?
Thanks, guys.
Daily Speeds. We'll see you. We're out. Have a good one. Later.